Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Titans. Today we are looking at two really interesting iPhones. In my hands right now, I've got the iPhone 13 Pro in graphite and the regular iPhone 15 in blue. And making this video in 2026, I know exactly who this is for. A lot of you are either holding onto an older iPhone and wondering if the 15 is the right move, or maybe you're rocking the 13 Pro right now and you're just kind of confused about whether you actually need to upgrade. Or maybe you're just shopping around and comparing these two. So yeah, we're just gonna have a relaxed chat today. I'll walk you through my personal experience, the real upgrades, and the actual downsides you need to know. It's actually kind of fun to look back at what made these phones so special when they first dropped. For the 13 Pro, the big hype was that it was the very first iPhone to finally bring us that 120Hz ProMotion display. That was a huge leap for smoothness. And for the iPhone 15, well, it was the phone that finally killed the Lightning port and gave us USB-C, plus it brought the dynamic island down to the standard models. To give you guys some context on how I use these, this iPhone 13 Pro was actually my main daily driver for about 2 years. I loved it so much that I completely skipped the 14 Pro. Then I eventually moved to the 15 Pro, skipped the 16 Pro, and yeah, right now my main phone is the iPhone 17 Pro. So if you are currently using a 13 Pro as your main device, honestly, my recommendation is to just make the jump to the 17 Pro. You are going to see a massive upgrade in absolutely everything, especially with that huge 48 megapixel triple camera setup and the 8x telephoto. But for right now, both this 13 Pro and the 15 are basically my backup phones. They mostly just sit on my desk. I use them for review purposes, testing beta software, updating to the newest Apple tech, and sometimes I just do some gaming or scrolling on them when my main phone is charging. Alright, so let's move on to the design and displays. Design-wise, both of them use different materials, and interestingly, they kind of represent different era styles for Apple. Of course, just from a slight look, both of them have that boxy style, the flat edges we're all used to. But starting with the iPhone 15, Apple actually made the edges a lot more rounded, as you can see right here. And based on my day-to-day experiences, using them without cases, of course, the iPhone 15 is just way more comfy to hold because of those rounded edges. And yeah, the weight is a big factor too. The 15 is noticeably more lightweight, which, as someone who always appreciates a really light and easy to handle phone, I absolutely love. Also, part of that modern design shift is the port. Personally, I'd prefer the iPhone 15 over the 13 Pro just because of the pure convenience of USB-C. With pretty much all of our devices nowadays using USB-C, it's just so much easier to charge and transfer files. The Lightning port on the 13 Pro is just too old and honestly not really relevant anymore, but there is a catch. If it's the regular model like the 15, 16, or 17, it's actually just the convenience of a modern port. The speed technology is still exactly the same as Lightning, which is USB 2.0 speeds. Then we get to the actual screens, and it's honestly a bit of a mixed bag. By 2026 standards, the 60Hz display on the iPhone 15 is like just old tech. I mean, every phone nowadays has 120Hz, so display-wise, the 13 Pro completely wins here with that 120Hz ProMotion display. It makes everything feel incredibly fast, but it's really no problem to lose it on the iPhone 15 if you value the newer look, because the 15 gives you that more modern display with the dynamic island. Oh, and one quick thing I need to mention, if you are considering the 13 Pro, just note that it does have a known hardware issue where the display can just go green suddenly out of nowhere. It's something you definitely need to consider and keep in mind if you're shopping around. Alright, let's talk about battery life, because if you're buying a used phone, this is everything. My iPhone 15 here is doing really well. The battery health is at 98% with 219 cycle counts. I first started using it around October 2024, so it's been with me for well over a year. Apple actually started using new battery technology starting with the iPhone 15 series, which means the cycle count degrades much slower than the older models, and I really noticed that stability. Now, my 13 Pro, yeah, it was a different story. My battery health was sitting at 70%, and honestly, it really sucked. If I tried to use it as a daily driver, I was charging it like 2 or 3 times a day. The standby drain was just fast. So I actually took things into my own hands and replaced the battery myself with an aftermarket one. As you can see, the health is back at 100%. Because it's not a genuine Apple part, it does show that unknown part message in the settings, but I mean, it's really no problem. It's actually a great battery. My 13 Pro easily handles a whole day on one charge now, just like it did when it was brand new. If your 13 Pro is feeling sluggish, doing a battery swap is the best way to bring it back to normal. Let's talk software, because both of these are running the latest iOS 26, and I really want to discuss this because in my experience, the new iOS 26 update is just incredible. Apple introduced this new liquid glass design, and it's not just hype. The new animations and the whole user interface are a game changer. It honestly makes older versions like iOS 18 just look and feel kind of old. On the iPhone 15, iOS 26 runs buttery smooth. I will say the temperature got a bit warm during the first few days after updating, but I'm pretty sure the phone was just re-indexing system files. For my daily tasks now, it's just a great device with no real performance gap. But what really surprised me is the 13 Pro. I mean, this is a 4+ year-old phone, and it handles the heavy liquid glass animations surprisingly great. And this is where the 13 Pro actually has an advantage. Because it has that 120Hz ProMotion display. The fluid glass design paired with the super fluid screen is just a perfect fit. By 2026 standards, the 60Hz display on the iPhone 15 honestly just feels like old tech. Literally every phone has 120Hz now, so display-wise the 13 Pro easily wins here. So for performance, I actually ran Geekbench 6 on both of these just to give you guys the raw numbers. On the 13 Pro, I got 2,420 for single core and 5,440 for multi-core, with a Metal GPU score of 20,806. Then on the iPhone 15, it scored a bit higher with 2,648 on single core, 6,560 on multi-core, and 23,903 for the GPU. But, you know, numbers aside, how does it actually feel to use them day to day? From my experience, yeah, of course, the newer base iPhone 15 is just noticeably faster than the 13 Pro. Apps open up that little bit quicker and it just pushes through tasks easier. But honestly, it's not only that it's faster, the biggest difference I noticed is that the thermal and heat management is just way more mature and honestly really great on the iPhone 15. I mean, I feel like the 13 Pro gets warm a bit easier even when I'm just doing regular basic daily tasks, whereas the 15 stays significantly cooler. Both of them are still absolutely decent to use though, and swiping between apps is super smooth. A really big reason for this is that both phones have 6 GB of RAM. I always mention this when I review older base models like the iPhone 12 or 13 that only have 4 GB of RAM. I constantly see apps having to reload in the background because it just can't hold them. But with the 6 GB on the 13 Pro and the 15, the RAM management is much better. Obviously, there's a gap between these and the newer 8 or 12 GB phones, but for right now, they hold up really well. I do game on both of them too, and for high demanding games, they are still very playable on high settings. They do both get pretty warm during long sessions, but yeah, going back to what I said earlier, you'll definitely notice that the 15 handles that heat much better than the 13 Pro. For the cameras, the 13 Pro obviously has that dedicated 3x telephoto lens, but honestly the iPhone 15 has that 48 megapixel main lens and it can do an optical quality 2x zoom. Even though it's not 3x, 2x is still really great for most of the photos I take and probably yours too. I also have to mention Apple Intelligence. Neither the 13 Pro nor the regular 15 support it because Apple requires a minimum of 8 GB of RAM. For me, that is not a deal breaker at all. We all know Apple Intelligence is basically still in beta. I usually just use alternatives that are way more powerful anyway, like Gemini or ChatGPT. Obviously, newer phones are more future-proof for Apple's AI, but for now, you really aren't missing out on much. Alright, so here is my final thought. If I'm choosing today, I lean towards the iPhone 15. The convenience of the USB-C port, the modern dynamic island, the larger battery with newer tech, and that 48 megapixel camera just make it a more well-rounded modern device. It's a bummer to lose the 120Hz display, but the 15 wins in almost every other area. That being said, if you can find an iPhone 13 Pro in pristine condition with a fresh battery for a really good price and you don't mind the lightning port, then absolutely grab the 13 Pro. It is still a fantastic phone. So yeah, that's my take. Let me know down in the comments which one you would pick, or if you're holding out for something else. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.